Here we go. Boubah and Kevin here with you. The first kind of episode of Going Solo, the podcast. Just more of a preview of what's coming, what we might be up to on this podcast. It's going to include a lot of guests. It's going to include a lot of eventually you're going to see obviously board members in the podcast, and we'll be talking about all things small landlord. What do you think, Boubah? What kind of things do you think might be coming along in the podcast, and what's next for us, you think?
As I said, Kevin, the best things are yet to come. How far are we gone since we started Solo 2.5 years ago? Yes, podcast is due. Most people don't have the time to sit down or watch a video for 5-10 minutes. Sometimes they need to listen to something while they're doing a errand, or in their car stuck in traffic, or just doing some things in the house. So I think people are waiting for a solo podcast, and of course it has to be anything about landlording in Ontario.
That's so true, and we have so many different topics. It's almost like a constant barrage. Anything from a lawsuit to realtor fraud, title fraud. The news is just nonstop when it comes to landlording. So we definitely have so much to draw upon, and often we have situations where we want to expand on a topic, and we don't really do that as much as we might like if we talk about a blog, and sometimes a nice just discussion about the topic is wonderful. And of course we'll have a bunch of guests. I'm sure that you're anticipating inviting a bunch of people in. And yeah, I think that we have a lot we can do with this podcast. And yeah, any other thoughts as far as what you see coming along, what might be what might happen in the future?
Well, we have to know that we have, as an organization who is dedicated to help a small landlord, we have to go where they are. We can write a blog. Not everybody has the time to sit down and read a blog. Some of our members are not tech savvy. Facebook, so many people don't want to be on a Facebook because it's so intrusive. WhatsApp, some people don't want to reveal their the personal information. The phone, yeah, we pick up the phone, but hey, we can't help everybody on the phone. So basically the podcast is a training model, is an educational model. Make sure that we send the right information to them. And, you can listen it while you're driving. You can listen it while you're cooking something. You don't have your eyes glued to a screen. You just listen. And that's what makes a podcast one of the greatest tools that people can have. It's like listening to a friend. As a matter of fact, Kevin, if you hire a paralegal, most of the work the paralegal does beside searching the information and filling out the form is to educate you about the process. He can do that over the phone. He can do that over Zoom, or he can explain to you on a podcast. So we have thousands of themes that we can use for a podcast. What do you need to know before you even jump into landlording? Or another question, or another title that I can see here. Your tenant did not pay. Now what? And then we have a specialist, a paralegal, a professional who is going to basically explain at the level people can understand. So the sky is the limit for solo podcast. You just have to think about the name.
Yeah, and the potential to reach people is almost exponential because of how common it is that people listen to podcasts. So yeah, this is going to be a really interesting process. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a lot of great conversations, and I'm sure you're looking forward to it, as all of us at Solo are looking forward to this new endeavor. So So do join us when we release our first episode, and lots more to come. And I thank everybody for tuning in, and watch out for it on, well, wherever you get podcasts. Thank you.
Yes. And just remember, a podcast, you control the time when you want to listen, whenever you want, however you want.
Right.
Thank you, Kevin, for this other initiatives. Hopefully we.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Yes.
So there we go.